Welcome to the AMP for Endpoints video for Windows Policy Configuration. In this video, we will go through the configuration of a new policy in the AMP for Endpoints console. On the AMP dashboard, go to the Management tab, select Policy, and click on the Create New Policy button. You can create different policies for different operating systems: Windows, Android, Mac, Linux, Network, and iOS. The network policy is visible if Cisco Defense Center is integrated with AMP for Endpoints under Applications iOS. For this example, we will create a Windows test policy. The Modes and Engines section displays the engines available for Windows. These are Files, which is the main SHA engine and core functionality of AMP. Network, the device flow correlation engine that monitors the connections. Malicious Activity Protection Engine protects the endpoint from ransomware attacks. System Process Protection is the engine that protects critical Windows system processes from being compromised through memory injection attacks. Script Protection provides visibility into script-based attacks. And the detection engines, Tetra, which is a full offline antivirus, and Exploit Prevention, the engine that defends your endpoints from memory injection attacks. Here, we have the recommended settings for workstations and servers. It is recommended to deploy a test device before deploying to the rest of your devices to prevent incompatibility and performance issues. Once the Modes and Engines section is configured, click Next. In the Exclusions section, we have two options: Cisco Maintained Exclusions and Custom Exclusions. The Cisco Maintained Exclusions are used for the most common applications recommended by Cisco, for example, antivirus or Microsoft Suite. The Custom Exclusions are created and maintained by administrator users. Here, we can add files if we want to prevent them from being scanned by the AMP connector. If you want to know more about exclusions, go to the video Create Exclusions in AMP for Endpoints. Once your exclusions are set, click Next. On the Proxy section, you can configure the proxy configuration per your environment to allow the connector to query the AMP cloud. Once you finish the proxy configuration, click Save. At this point, the policy is ready to be used. The following options can be configured depending on your environment. The Outbreak Control section contains simple custom detections, advanced custom detection, application control allowed and blocked list, and network IP block and allow list. In product updates, you can set when you want to send the connector updates by configuring the product version, which is the AMP connector versions available, the date range, time range used for deployment, update interval, the period of time used by the connector to check if product updates are available, Reboot. In this option, force or avoid the reboot after installing the new AMP version. In some upgrades, a reboot will be required. Reboot delay, time that the connector will wait to reboot the device. For the advanced settings, our first option is Administrative Features, where you can configure how often the connector queries the cloud for changes to the policy. Client User Interface allows you to control the display of notifications in your devices where AMP is installed. File and Process Scan configure real-time protection options, how connectors check for file dispositions, and maximum file sizes allowed. Cache is the TTL configuration for cache. Endpoint Isolation allows you to enable and configure the feature to isolate devices with the AMP connector installed. In the Orbital option, you can enable the Orbital Advanced Search. Engines are the settings for Ethos, a file grouping engine, and Spiro, a machine-based learning system. Tetra configuration for the offline engine. Network enables the device flow correlation options. In the Scheduled Scans section, you can configure the options for when and what type of scans you want to run in your connectors. After performing any changes, don't forget to click Save. Thank you for watching the Windows Policy Configuration video in AMP for Endpoints. See you next time!